Hello, and welcome to Generational Blessings, a division of Worldwide Ministries. The last time we discussed Jacob and Esau. Today we're going to be discussing the sons of Eli the priest. So, this is going to be another attempt to prove that lack of control and temptation with food has resulted in disastrous consequences. In 1 Samuel 2, verse 12 through 17, it reads as following. Now the sons of Eli were the sons of Belial. They knew not the Lord. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servants came while the flesh was in seething, with a flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand. And he struck it into the pan or cauldron or quadrant or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh unto all the Israelites that came thither. And before they burnt the fat, the priest's servant came and said to that for sacrifice, Give flesh to roast for the priest, for he will not have sodden flesh of thee, but raw. And if any man said unto him, Let them not fail to burn the fat presently, and then take as much as thy soul desireth, then he would answer him, Nay, but thou shalt give it me now, and if not, I will take it by force. Wherefore the sin of the young men was very great before the Lord, for the men abhorred the offering of the Lord. Okay. So now we see here 2 men, these are the sons of Eli the priest, who have a total disregard for God's law of burning the fat. As you know, God had taught the people back in the book of Leviticus that they should be burning the fat and offering it to the Lord as a sweet aroma to God. And we were not supposed to eat the fat. And later we're going to talk about the consequences, because God says, I am God and I change not. So he's never changed. What he wrote in the Bible does not change. So we're going to look at the consequences later of eating the fat and the diseases and things that it causes. Okay, so they stole the offering. They had no self-control for food or their behaviors, and they had gotten fat, obese, off God's offerings. In addition, they were sleeping with the women in the tabernacle. And now this is something that I've noticed in life. Have you ever noticed in life that when a person lacks discipline in one area, it often carries over into other areas of their life? Well, in 1 Samuel 2 and 29 through 34, we're going to see that there's going to be a repercussion for what they do by God. And it reads as follows. Wherefore kick ye, now this is God talking, at my sacrifice and mine offering, which I have commanded in my habitation, and honors thy sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the chiefest, which is the fat, that was God's sweet aroma, of all offerings of Israel my people. Wherefore the Lord God of Israel saith, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father shall walk before me forever. But now the Lord saith, Be it far from me, for them that honor me I will honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed, which is valued. Behold, the days come that I will cut off thine arm and the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thine house. And thou shalt see an enemy in my habitation, and all the wealth which God give Israel, and there shall not be an old man in thine house forever. And the man of thine whom I shall not cut off from mine altar shall be to consume thine eyes and to grieve thine heart, and all the increase of thine house shall die in the flower of their age, the prime of their age. They're going to be cut off and die. And this shall be a sign unto thee, that thou shalt come unto thy 2 sons on Hophni and Phinehas, and one day they shall die, the both of them. So, once again, now this is the 3rd time we discuss it. Here's another generational curse based on food. Okay? And this is something, a forever curse. something that can't be broken once more. So he said he would cut off thine arm and off the arm of thy father's house and prophesy there's not going to be an old man. No one's going to live to be old in their household for what they did, for their lack of discipline, their lack of self-control, eating the chiefest of God's offering. This is the result. The enemy shall be in that tabernacle, and the man who God is not going to cut off, they're going to have grief. Also, the increase of thy house shall die in the flower, like I said before, the prime of their life. So finally, death and more death. So anyway, then you get the two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, they die, and also their father Eli the priest, he also dies too. He falls back and breaks his neck. As we can see, major death and destruction and generational curses with food as the tool or playing a role as the coercive factor, along again with disobedience, lust, and lack of control. So far we have examined three groups of people that food changed their destinies, and not for good. It caused them death, destruction, and major generational curses. These curses, like I said, they were never broken. To this day, this is the curse. And now we're going to look at Jesus because he was our perfect example of how to beat the devil with food. Thank you.